Good morning for Focus. I'm Dave Diamond. In the studio with me today is Betsi Lujan. She is the Marketing and Development Director for the Wichita Falls Area Food Bank. Did I get that right, Betsi?
Yes, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Well, it's always nice to have somebody from the food bank come up, and it's the Wichita Falls Area Food Bank. You don't cover just Wichita Falls. So to start with, let's just talk a little bit about the food bank itself and how much it covers and how many people you feed.
Okay, we actually cover a 12-county area. So the area that we cover is a little bit larger than the state of Massachusetts. So that's the easiest way.
That does put things into perspective. Texas is a big place.
It is, absolutely. And 12 counties that basically have 227,000 people in it. And out of that 227,000 people, we serve 74,000.
Wow.
Yes.
Now, does that all go through the Wichita Falls facility, or do you have facilities in other places?
We have food pantries and programs, so all of the food comes through us, and then it gets distributed out to programs, pantries, things like that.
Okay. So as we head into we're in the thick of the summer now. We're in the heat of the summer now.
Yes.
How does that affect business at the Wichita Falls Area Food Bank?
It affects it greatly. We have an increase, of course, in the summer for children because, during the school year, they get free breakfast, they get free lunch, and not all children, but a lot of children do.
Yeah, the
69%.
Meals are available to them at schools.
Correct.
And when they're not in school, some of them don't have the meal available to them anymore.
Correct. So that's kind of where we come in with Kids Cafe. We serve hot meals, and a lot of times it's the last meal they get, for the day before they go home when they're at maybe the Boys and Girls Club or Southside Youth Center.
That was what I was going to ask is where do these meals get served?
We are at all of the Boys and Girls Club. We are at Southside Youth Center. And we just started at a location in Clay County and then one also at the Youth Opportunity Center. So we have all of those listed on our website, of course, but they can go there and there's snacks served at some of them and meals as well.
I'll bet I am not the only one who didn't realize that those meals were provided by the Wichita Falls Area Food Bank.
They are. They're actually cooked by the kitchen.
Okay.
And then we go pick them up.
I was just at the kitchen the other day. I got to be the guest MC for Senior Idol.
I was going to say Crazy Legs because Crazy Legs is a lot of fun.
So is Senior Idol.
Oh, yeah. There's some talented seniors in our community, for sure.
And they have a lot of fun. And we're talking again with Betsi Lujan. She is the Marketing and Development Director for the Wichita Falls Area Food Bank. As we get just a little bit off topic from time to time, we have fun with Focus.
Absolutely.
So we're talking about the food bank and how the summer season affects it. So we mentioned that a lot of the kids in the area that get fed at different events, that food actually comes through the Wichita Falls Area Food Bank.
Correct. And we even, like when we do our Produce Express drops, we do fresh fruits and vegetables, and we're in 21 locations doing that all through the month. And so they're able to go and get fresh fruits and vegetables for free. Mm-hmm. That's another supplement that we can provide for them. We provide power packs at some locations.
What's a power pack?
Power pack is weekend food to help sustain a child through the weekend.
Okay.
So it's all shelf sustainable. Nothing has to be cooked, refrigerated. It's easy open for them to open. It's nutritious. And those get distributed, throughout the year as well.
So we've got some summer activities going on. Empty Bowls is coming up in the fall, right?
Yes. And
that lit you up.
It's exciting. Yeah, I like Empty Bowls. I like it because, honestly, I bid on, some of the bowls for myself, and then I like picking out my own bowl. I mean, it's a neat event. And there's a lot of talented artists in this area. And I went to they call it a bowl-a-thon. But it's on Saturday, I went to go take some pictures. And, there's artists up there on their own time throwing bowls for this event.
So for someone who's never been to an Empty Bowls event, tell us how it works. What is it?
You buy a ticket for $35.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you show up, your $35 ticket basically gets you a bowl. And you get a pick from, there's hundreds of bowls. And you go in and there is free soups. There's numerous organizations and they compete. So they're competing with their soups. There's desserts. There's, there's different people that set up. I know Starbucks will set up, Kathy's Bakery, and then several soup Jason's Deli sets up the kitchen.
What do you put in a bowl?
Soup. Exactly. We were talking about hashtags yesterday, and last year we used
hashtag soup bowl.
No, hashtag soup. There it is. So I think we're going to use that again this year.
I like that.
Yeah, it's catchy. That's a good thing. But you don't eat the soup in your bowl that you're picking up. You actually get a sample at all the different ones.
Okay.
But it's a lunchtime event, so it runs from 11 to 1:30. So a lot of people can come do it on their lunch hour, which is a good thing.
And your ticket lets you pick out one of the bowls that was prepared by an artist.
Correct.
And the artists do these bowls specifically for this event.
Yes, and there are. I mean, they have to do close to 1,000 bowls.
Wow.
And then in addition to that, then we have bowls that are shown on gallery night that are up for auction, and then they compete actually that night, and then there's other bowls that get put up for auction, silent auction during Empty Bowls.
And that's coming up in the fall. When again?
October 13th.
Do you know where?
It will be at the Wichita Falls Museum of Arts at MSU.
Okay.
So they'll have the outdoor pavilion. I know we're going to have, I think there's going to be some music out there. The bowls will be, outside, that you can select them outside. So it's going to be nice. We like their addition that they added, and it's going to be nice for the event.
So how does the Wichita Falls Area Food Bank acquire its funding or its food? We talk about the things that it provides for the community and how it feeds the kids and adults in the area. How are you funded?
By a very generous community, number one.
And Wichita Falls does tend to step up and take care of itself.
Wichita Falls is amazing, and the surrounding areas. It's amazing to me. And it's every day the people that walk in off the street that either donate money or donate food. It does. It amazes me. It's a very giving community. We also we write a lot of grants, and so we have foundations that support us, and then we do some stuff with like USDA and TDA that help support some of our stuff. All of our food, it gets donated, of course, but then we also have, it's called food recovery.
Okay.
So we will get, we recently got a truck full of onions. And they're going to kill me at the office for saying this because, oh my gosh, everything smells like onions. Everything. And it is so strong. Oh my gosh. And so we got, which was okay, we got a truck full of free onions. So.
And you can put them in your soup.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, it's stinky in there right now. So I'm ready for the onions to be gone. I would rather the watermelons be back, to be very honest. So we get random trucks. Like if a store closes, when King's food store closed, we were allowed to go in there and salvage what we could. And I'm
sure that there are some food products that work much better for a food bank than other food products.
Yes, and that's part of, we push healthier foods. So that's part of our nutrition education program.
And the perishable items would need to be turned over rather quickly.
Absolutely, and we do turn them over pretty quickly because, especially like with our produce. But we have a list of preferred items, like peanut butter, low sodium vegetables, fruit that's packed in its own water or its own juices, always canned tuna, canned chicken. We're always short on proteins, so those things are always needed.
So how do people go about donating and supporting the Wichita Falls Area Food Bank?
They can either go online to our website, wfafb.org. They can
WFAFB for Wichita Falls Area Food Bank.org.
Yes.
You got to slow it down just a little bit and let people.
That out fast.
We do that with the things that we're so familiar with. WFAFB.
Exactly, and it all kind of rolls together. So it's WFAFB.org, as in Wichita Falls Area Food Bank. And then they can come by the office. They can come by the office and take a tour if they'd like. We love to give tours and, kind of look at what programs maybe that they want to donate to. They can come volunteer, and we love volunteers. Or they can just call. They can do it online.
If somebody volunteers, what kind of tasks would they be doing?
They would be doing anything. They have to wear closed-toed shoes, number one rule. Number two rule would be just be prepared to do anything. They can wash eggs, because when you go to the grocery store and you open the container of eggs and there's one cracked egg and you put it back and you grab another one, those eggs come to us. So we rewash.
I had always wondered what happens to those.
They're ours. And there's not very many lately because eggs are so expensive right now. Those eggs come to us, and so we rewash them and repackage them. You could pack produce bags, so you get to wear a lovely hairnet, an apron. And there's power packs that you can pack. And then, of course, the food recovery. We have to literally, when we get a truckload of food in that's donated recovery food, we have to go through every one of those cans. We have to check expirations. We have to mark through the UPC codes. Then we have to weigh everything and separate it.
So there's a lot of work going on back there.
There's a lot. If we didn't have volunteers, I really honestly don't know what we would do.
Are there any restrictions, age restrictions or things like that on who can volunteer?
No, actually, if they are 13 and above, they can volunteer without their parent, but their parent has to come in and sign them, sign their paperwork.
Because I was thinking that might be a nice summertime activity for some kids to get involved in the community and see how some of these things work.
It is, and we have a lot of kids up there right now. I think some of them are maybe up there because their parents don't want them on electronics. And I can only say that because I made my son come up and volunteer the other day. So cut down a little bit on the electronic time. But if they're 13 and above, they can be there without their parents. 13 and under, they need to come with their parent. But we have a lot of families that come in. We have kids that want to do their birthday there. I mean, it amazes me, these kids that we had a little girl come in January 14, and she brought in 150 pounds of food and $250 because she asked for food for the food bank and money for the food bank for her birthday.
For her birthday?
Of gifts.
Wow.
Impressive.
That is an impressive young lady. We're visiting with Betsi Lujan, the marketing and development director for the Wichita Falls Area Food Bank. This is Focus, and I'm Dave Diamond. One of the things that comes to mind when talking about the food bank is that the demand for your services, I'm sure, goes up and down. And as the price for gas at the pump goes down, which makes us happy when we have to fill our gas tanks up, it also means there are going to be a whole bunch of oil field workers who are no longer out in the oil field working because the wells are no longer financially profitable. Does that affect the demand on the food bank?
It absolutely does. And it does come in waves like that. Like if you have a lot of oil field layoffs, we'll see oil field families coming in. Or a lot of times in our area, because we have a military base, we do see military. It kind of is shocking. I was looking at one of our produce express drops yesterday, and there were maybe, I think, 98 people that came and picked up food. And out of that 98, 20 were veterans.
Wow.
Which is shocking. Mm-hmm. We're kind of starting to watch our veteran numbers a lot more.
Are you talking recent veterans or veterans in their 70s and 80s, or all across the board?
All across the board. If you look at, a lot of your maybe A1Cs, they don't make as much money. And if they have a wife and 3 kids, that's hard to provide for. That is very hard to provide for. And feeding 3 kids on your A1C salary is not, it's difficult to do. So we do see a lot of veterans. We do see a lot of active duty as well. But the majority of what we see is, of course, is our seniors and our children. That's the majority of who we serve.
We're visiting with Betsi Lujan, the Marketing and Development Director for the Wichita Falls Area Food Bank. We've talked about a lot of things. We've talked about summer feeding programs and Summer Match. Did we talk about Summer Match?
I don't think we did.
What is Summer Match? I made some notes when we started this. And what is Summer Match, really quickly?
Summer Match is Boys and Girls Club alumni.
Okay.
Are matching up to $15,000, dollar for dollar.
Wow.
So every dollar we get, Boys and Girls Club Alumni Association is matching it dollar for dollar.
How generous of them.
It's awesome.
It's very
awesome.
Cool. And if people want to help and make sure that the alumni ponies up the full amount, how would they go about making a donation to the Wichita Falls Area Food Bank?
They can either call us on the phone, 940-766-2322. They can go online, wfafb.org, or they can drop by our office at 1230 Midwestern Parkway.
Where is that on Midwestern Parkway?
It is actually about a block up from where North Texas Rehab is.
Okay.
Or from Armory Road. We're about a block up.
Thank you so much for coming up and visiting with us today.
Thank you for having me.
We've been visiting with Betsi Lujan, the Marketing and Development Director for the Wichita Falls Area Food Bank. I'm Dave Diamond, and this is Focus.